Small lag here. I decided to buy an AR-15, and being the poor schmuck that I am, I decided to go with a company called Ceratac. And basically, I just bought an AR-15 lower, not from Ceratac, from a local FFL. And then after that, I decided I would build my AR-15 because that's something I haven't really done. I have a good amount of experience to say with AR-15s and those types of rifles. I field stripped the heck out of them plenty of times. So I decided, why not? I'll go with Ceratac. And you can see my whole receipt and all the cool custom stuff I ordered. If you've been on Ceratac's website, you know what I'm talking about. You can choose all these different colors and the handguards and whatnot. And then they ship it off to you in this nice little box that you gotta open up and all that. And then you can see I requested that they draw a happy face on the package, which is something I like to do with almost everything I order. And as of right now, not a single person has ever drawn a happy face anywhere on the packages or the receipts like I always request. And Ceratac didn't do that either. Anyways, I basically get down to it. I definitely felt stupid at some points. So now I'm just basically just opening everything. I'm really excited. I fast forwarded everything because I spent like an hour just kind of playing around with a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of footage of me just goofing off and kind of just playing around with a lot of stuff. So now I'm starting to get down to it. You saw my AR-15 lower with with the California compliant stock. All these colored packages are all the bits and bobs of all the components for the different lowers. They categorize it with all these different colors. So now I'm just doing the magazine release. It's probably like the easiest thing to install. Just screws in and out with a spring. So yeah. So now I'm doing the trigger guard, and it actually took me quite a while to get the pin in there properly. I started by hammering it, but I didn't really want to scratch the metal. But I knew I was going to definitely be abusing this AR-15 out in the outdoors, so I didn't care too much. But I didn't want to ruin it already. But I ended up I hammered a lot of it in there, and then to finish it off, I used a clamp, kind of like a vise, to just clamp on both sides of the lower, and then that would basically just push the pin into place. And I finished it off with a hammer, and that kind of smushed part of the pin, but that actually made it stick really well, and there was not too much damage. So I guess it was it was decent. It was successful, to say the least. So now I'm doing the bolt catch. It was pretty straightforward. Just just throw it in there, I guess. The only hard thing was putting the pin in, because it kind of goes in sideways and don't have a lot of room to hammer it in or clamp it in or really do anything in there. So I know a lot of people use dowel rods and like roll punches, but I don't have a set of that because I'm too poor and I don't have enough projects to justify buying it. So I had to get a little bit creative. I scratched it up quite a bit, but it's still there, I guess. It's whatever. I could definitely do better next time, to say the least. Next up, I'm doing the buffer tube and all those little pins and springs that are held together by that plate. I don't know what I totally forget what it's called, but you guys know what I mean. The pin and spring that the buffer tube holds, that holds the fire selector in place. I threw that all together. I'd only done it once before, so it felt kind of familiar, but at the same time foreign. I struggled a little bit, and it felt like I was doing it something out of order, but I got it together, and yeah, I don't know what to say. I might just cut this out. So I'm not cutting that out. I'll just leave the embarrassing bits in. Oh look, oh look, it's installed now. It's time to go to the next one. Oh no! Ah! So now I'm doing what is for me the most difficult was the hammer and trigger. I didn't care if it was a bad hammer or trigger as long as it worked, which it did. I cut a lot of this out. I probably spent like half an hour trying to figure out the orientation of the springs until I just googled it, and I was like, okay, that there you go, problem solved. And then after that, I had a little bit of trouble aligning the pins that hold it together. You can see a little bit of me doing it. That's why I have a light out. But I got it together, and it worked just fine. And after that, I played with it for a while because I was finally done with it. So here I am installing the fire selector and the stock. uh, I was gonna say try and make a joke, but I just couldn't think of one just now. I kind of had one, whatever. Fire selector, you know, just goes right in there. I literally just jiggle it in, and it just kind of stays in place once you get it there. And for the California stock, I try to obey the law. I don't know why people gotta hate you for it, but yeah. So that's the stock I went with. It looks kind of like a sniper rifle, kind of. I don't know. It was the most fashionable one, and I wanted to actually use my magazine release. For those of you that don't know, California has like weird laws about fixed stocks, and I think it's supposed to be like the web of your palm. You know, that web part between your thumb and your pointer finger. That I think either that or the thumb or something has to be above the trigger, or something, or like at the same level. I don't know. It was a weird law, and so they made all these weird stocks. Either that or you have to permanently lock the magazine, unless you know that you can Google it. Just yeah. So this is the stock I went with, and it just kind of like, you know, goes on there, and it's pretty comfortable. And I thought it was gonna be heavy, but it's not. It's actually very nice. So now I'm just playing around with this whole thing. You know, the lower was basically finally done. So after I had this kind of a small victory of basically being able to put everything together and not totally fail, I did end up, I thought I had this on camera, but apparently I guess my phone turned off because it overheated or it ran out of memory. I was filming this. I filmed the entire process, but I ended up trying to put the front takedown pin, and of course the spring that holds the pivot, the retaining pin or whatever for the pivot pin, that shot out and I lost it. So I went on eBay and quickly bought a new little pin, and that came in a few days later. So and then right now you see me assembling the upper, and my camera completely ran out of battery, straight to zero, and I decided that I was just gonna not film anymore, because it was a pretty straightforward process. By the time it was charged up enough to turn back on, it you know, I was done. You know, had the gas tube on there, put the gas block on there, handguard. The handguard is slightly off center. It veers slightly to the 1 o'clock position, you know, slightly to the right, but I'm probably not going to use this for anything that would need me to be so precise, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. It's just, no, I'm just here to plink and shoot at random stuff, and so it's no big deal to me. As long as I get to make things go bang, it's not a big deal. So anyways, one thing that was a problem, the biggest problem in terms of Ceratac themselves, was that their bolts did not work. I took to Reddit and I got flamed, mainly because I was kind of stupid. Oh God, you're gonna hate me for this. I chambered a live round to see if I could extract the live round, and it didn't. So I slammed the bolt forward, and that actually light striked the primer of the round, and that scared the heck out of me. So I told everyone. Yeah, so I was scared. I didn't think my rifle would do that. But anyways, I ended up talking to Ceratac. Took them a while to get back. Yeah, it took them a while to get back to me the first time. They immediately gave me this RMA number, and they immediately gave me a shipping package number thing. All I had to do was print out a shipping label, and that's what I did. And I just taped that whole shipping label onto a small bubble wrap envelope, basically just a really big letter, and mailed that to Ceratac using their shipping label. And then maybe like almost a month later, they finally get back to me, and I emailed them like a few weeks. Christmas had happened, so I thought, okay, they probably get a week off. There's a few weekends, and there's a holiday that happened afterwards. I don't remember what it was, but overall a month passed. I emailed them. They said that they were having bad weather, and this is during the time of the deep freeze polar vortex. Although they're located outside of California, my shipping label went straight to California, so I don't know what was up with that. They were in the Los Angeles area, and I don't remember anything happening there except for a teacher strike. So I don't know what weather was happening there. It's Los Angeles. It's either sunny or slightly less sunny, and that's what the weather was the entire time that they had my bolt, so I don't know what weather was stopping them. Anyways, they ended up getting back to me, and they actually sent a completely new bolt back to me. On their website, you can see they have two different types of bolt, a normal one and then a nitride one, and they ended up sending me a nitride one, and oh my god, it's nice. Everything just looked better. It functioned. It was able to eject rounds, and I didn't use a live round this time. I used a snap cap that I also bought on eBay because I did not want to put another live round in there, because I learned my lesson. Alright, so yeah, all in all, this rifle has turned out alright. Alright, well, that's basically the end of the video. I'm Molly the Lag, and I'm out.